getting ready for a bowl game and then having to sign a majority of your recruiting class, I mean, with early signing which is still fairly new. Like, how do you balance that being on the road, being back here,
right,
and stuff like that?
Well, some of it comes down to experience also. You know, and as I was saying earlier, football coaches, when they're really good, are not good multitaskers. Now, one of the things when you're a head coach, you're challenged with that and to come up with a plan. I think we had a really good plan, Davis. We've done a lot of our visits prior. During the course of the season, we had in-season visits, and some schools have chosen not to do that, and we have found that's been really beneficial to have guys on campus, our game day atmosphere. And so a lot of our commitments have come from that. And then, you know, we did practice a little bit prior to that. And then, you know, we also recognize that we've gone through a long, hard-nosed season. Our last ball game, while we were disappointed we didn't win, was a very physical game. And so we utilized that time during the interim there to lift some weights and get a little bit healthier. And so our guys are focused now. Our coaches, you know, they've been rode hard and put up wet, along with myself. I mean, you're canvassing the country, landing back in town, and then walking on the practice field, and you're doing double time, breaking down tape while you're on the road. But this is where we want to be. And I think our staff had, you know, some experience with it when we got ready for our last two bowl games. And so, you know, our guys, our coaches embraced it, and that's how we've handled it. And if I tell you what, if you're not going to multitask and you're not going to recruit, I know this: good players make good coaches, and you better constantly be recruiting. And so our mentality is win the game and work like heck in recruiting to make sure that we springboard off this successful year in a great bowl game.
Coach, going back to the quarterbacks, where would you say, you know, with Levi this year compared to Sean last year when you put Sean in, and where you put in Levi this year, where would you say both of their knowledge of the offense was at the time that you put them both in?
I would think pretty similar, you know, because if you look at the time of the year, I think maybe Levi came in a little bit earlier. The significant difference was Levi was here during the spring. And so the experience level as far as during the season was similar, but his foundation was significantly different in fall camp, and really was significantly different when we integrated him back into our offense. Sean had some experience during fall camp, but then he was on the scout team for all that time, where you know, Levi had a whole spring, 15 practices, all that fall camp, so his foundation was further along. Anything else? Yes, sir.
Obviously, you got the early signing period coming up. How many do you expect to sign Wednesday, and is there a certain position, certain need that you still need to address?
Yeah, you're always going to have some needs. You know, I think we're looking at probably right around 20, 17 to 20. And if you guys have done the math, if you look at our verbal commitments right now, you can probably figure that out. And so, and we are far enough along in our program, Davis, where unlike maybe the first couple of years where, you know, we were just trying to write and get the right formula on how we allocated the scholarships, because we had such a change schematically. We're much further along, and so, you know, we're more methodical. Okay, 4 to 5 offensive linemen, you know, 2 to 3 receivers, 1 quarterback, 1 or 2 running backs. So